I'm filming the whole communication.
Thank you.
And with all of the people
I appreciate
here.
it. And because of that reason, I cannot have a transparent conversation
with his approval. You can't have a transparent conversation.
Shout out Mrcheckpoint, AFTP. There's killers up in these streets. Always film the police. Gotta be our own keepers of peace. Gotta have police the police. Gotta have police the police.
Yo, what happened? They use this to...
No. This was
Right. Oh. And what's the point of this?
to get all this stuff up here.
I see. Interesting.
Why gives you the right to make decisions for me?
So
No, forget the last word.
Okay.
Okay? Please.
Let's approach her.
And I'll let you know if she
Just ask. You can ask her any questions you like.
Okay. Let's do that.
JoJo.
What
And
makes you make the decisions for me? What gives you the right?
She probably won't even put down the window once I do like this.
Get in.
Hi. What's going?
Are you filming me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I don't want to be filmed.
You don't?
No.
So she doesn't want to be filmed, but the thing is, we're on a street, and if you want this documented, I'm gonna keep filming, okay?
Okay.
So don't worry.
Let me talk to her.
Yeah. You want transparency. You wish you met me 20 years ago? It's okay. Now we're here.
Hey, 20 years from now is better than
Now is better than ever, bro.
LAHSA, may I help you? Are you filming me, sir?
Well, he asked me to stand around for transparency.
Okay, but I asked you not to
But
not
we
to
also
film.
are on a public street, and
Okay.
the person you're... Can I finish before
No.
you're about to talk?
Are you
can't
filming me, sir?
He's
So,
filming me.
exactly.
No, well, he's
Did you hear
filming
him?
me.
I'm filming the whole communication.
Thank you.
And with all of the
And I
people
appreciate
here,
it. And because of that reason, I cannot have a transparent conversation
with his approval, you can't have a transparent conversation.
I can't do this like this, sir. I
Who do you
value
work
and
for?
appreciate
Who do you work
LAHSA,
for?
and I
And is that
appreciate
the
what
city?
you're doing.
Is that the city?
Sir, I appreciate
Is that
what
the
you're
city?
doing. What is your name?
You can ask that. My name is Senate Devermont. Are you with?
Okay.
What's your name?
Thank you. I've already given
Kimberly
you my
Barnett.
name. Yes.
And do you work with the city?
Okay, sir.
So we are on a
Can I
public
write your
street.
name?
Yes.
Can you give me a business
Yeah,
card?
I can. Yeah.
May I have it?
Yeah. Are you
And you won't answer any questions with me present when he's asking for me to be present?
I'm gonna give him what he asked for, and I said it was okay, right? Okay. I'm not.
What makes you make the decisions for me?
I didn't make a decision for you.
That's
You
like
made your
somebody
decision.
filming you without your
You guys
permission.
choose.
You know, it has to be a person's right if they agree to it or not.
I believe they asked you. I'm just trying to take you.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be taken by you.
You don't want to be taken, and that I accept that. It's okay. If you don't want to, that's fine.
First of all, you guys are making the decisions for veterans. We should have the right to make that choice.
Absolutely.
Not you.
No,
Or
absolutely.
anybody else for that matter.
I completely agree with you.
It's absolutely your right,
Absolutely
sir,
correct.
to make your choice.
But
Yes.
you guys are jerking us through the VA, and this is going to stop. I'm going to put a stop to it.
Okay.
Legally.
Okay, I understand. I understand.
What is it?
Can I get my card for you?
Please.
Okay.
Because you are going to be the liaison and the go-between, so I can sue the out of you.
Well, do you have a caseworker you're working with at the VA?
Yes, I do.
You do. Okay. And when was the last time you met with that caseworker?
Yes.
Okay. That's what it's all about, is getting you housed. But it sounds like you're on your way to do that. Absolutely.
Because they've been jerking me around for so many years.
So why don't I do this? Why don't I give you my business card? You can stay in contact with me, and any support or any questions you have, you can feel free to reach out to me, okay?
Because I know it's a process. I mean,
It
it's
is a process.
It's not like, hey, I put my foot on the door and I'm in. No.
Absolutely,
It's not like that.
absolutely. It looks like I'm going to be pulled out here one day a week. Okay, I'm going
Great.
to start to come out here, so I will be able to further assist you. So if we can't get it done today, we'll get it done next week for sure. Okay, all right. Does that make you feel better?
Yes,
Not at this
Yeah.
I
time.
got one.
He might have one. That's getting.
58.
Really? No, maybe don't do that though.
No, maybe not that.
What do you?
So I have a show on CNBC News Radio in the morning. So I also provide clips for the local news. So you're the homeless.
Yeah.
This is a gentleman, by the way, that went to a program, right?
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
Daniel served our country. They brought him to a program. They removed, and actually his tent and all belongings were trashed as soon as he left. Within 1 hour of getting to the property they took him to, he realized it was more run like an institution than hospitality. And when you've served our country and then you're required all of these rules that aren't laws but rules, it makes it very difficult. And so of course he came back the very next day, and it continues to have sheriffs and people from the city give fist bumps with no actual help and resources. There's 45 plus veterans that have served anywhere from Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and they sleep against a gate that surrounds 388 acres of property, which is 3 times the size of Disneyland. And you can imagine that could house all of the veterans in Los Angeles that sleep on a curb outside with no resources. It's the best hospital, the best resources that are all underutilized, and leave people like Daniel sleeping in a tent.
With rats, with gophers, and with squirrels.
And why are you here?
Because
Just
this
to-
is outrageous.
this is your-
And
Pardon?
because it's outrageous and no one should be treated like this, especially people who've served our country. There's no excuse. And the answer is behind the gate. There are unused buildings on this property. There is contracts with UCLA, Brentwood High School, where there are non-veterans that use and do things on this property every day while veterans sleep on a tent. Oh, definitely talk to Rob Reynolds, the best man.
What's going on here today?
So essentially today, just have some people that are going into hotel vouchers and everything, and as they go, taking their tents down. We're also moving some veterans that are in tents that were kind of destroyed and getting them into some newer ones. The ultimate goal is to get everybody housed. Unfortunately, there's just a lot of mess going on with the property behind us. None of these guys should be out here on the sidewalk. It should be on the land behind that fence. This shouldn't be happening at all, and it's just really, it's really unfortunate and disheartening to see that this is what's happening to people who raise their right hand and go and serve their country. Despite all the politics behind war, it's just really no need for this. We have combat veterans out here from Vietnam, Gulf War, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and this is just ridiculous that they're being treated this way.
Absolutely. Now, are you part of an organization that's helping?
So I'm a veteran myself, Iraq.
Thank you.
I also am a member of AMVETS, it's a veteran service organization. Not paid or anything like that.
All volunteer.
Volunteer. This situation just really struck a nerve with me. I don't like seeing this happening to my fellow brothers and sisters.
Aww. And what's your name, sir?
Daniel Tarubia,
And you served Vietnam War.
We've had, with everything that's happened in Afghanistan, we've had mental health issues that have really started going through the roof. It's been really hard on all the guys, especially the ones that are stuck out here. You know,
Absolutely.
the way the pullout happened and how quickly the Taliban took over, it can feel to a lot of people like, what was the point of us going over there and all these people dying, and now we're in this position. So the last few weeks have been very challenging for everyone, and we did have an issue that happened between 2 veterans that was really unfortunate. I don't really want to go into too much detail. I knew both of them, but it should have never have happened.
So it happened here in the encampment?
Happened here in the encampment.
This morning?
No, this was yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, it's been a long couple days for me.
What can we do? I mean, it's a tough one. Like, everybody wants to help, but they don't know how to help, and they shake their heads and say this shouldn't happen, but it seems like we raise money for it, and that doesn't seem to help, and the services that are offered are obviously not enough. What can we do realistically?
I think that, anyone that can reach out to their elected officials and just raise awareness about this. This is the 33rd Congressional District, Congressman Ted Lieu's district. We've been reaching out to him consistently for 2 years. Really kind of just gets pushed back, doesn't pay attention to this situation. It seems a lot of our politicians are more concerned with, answering calls to their wealthy donors and whoever can pay the most money to the lobbyists than they are to everyone else. And that's kind of why we're in this position.
Right.
And
So in a perfect world, what would be the solution? The money that would be funded. I'm not sure. I know that part of the problem is there's mentally ill people on the streets that should never have left facilities like Camarillo. I know that part of the issue is veterans who come home and should be greeted with open arms and, applause, and they're not. And we have Veterans Administration, we have Veterans Hospital. It's obviously not working. So if you were given, money and the power to make things happen, you're closest to this. You watch this every day. Giving people money doesn't necessarily help. So if you were now appointed, if I had the power, I would, to appoint you in charge, what can be done?
the first thing I'd do is set up emergency shelters on the other side of the fence. I mean, even just temporary, you could bring in those large green army tents that you see, put cots in it, anything to get some consistent same-day services so these guys don't have to be on the street. Because as it stands right now, we don't have that. It's a large bureaucracy, and a lot of the people that show up here, the veterans that show up here, they don't have identification or anything, so we have to go through this whole registration process, and they can't stay on the property until that's completed. So it's an ongoing issue. And additionally, the VA was supposed to deliver around 500 units of housing in 2020. There was a lawsuit that happened where veterans sued the VA for misuse of land. A Principles for Partnership Settlement Agreement came out. The number one objective was to end veteran homelessness by 2015. 2021.
Yeah, it's not working.
And when COVID hit, they took all the programs and they reduced them to a 50% occupancy. So then we even lost half the bed space there. And every time there's a breakout in any of the programs, they stop admissions, and then you see the population start to grow out here. So it's been hard to get a handle on, and that's why. And there's plenty of room on the other side of that fence to get everybody off the street and something working correctly.
All right.
Bakersfield, man.
Yeah. What's up, bro? OG Bones over here.
Yeah,
He's doing what,
got a lot, my hands full, man.
I feel you.
18 months of this shit, man.
I'm leaving to go to the hotel room. You are?
Yes. You gonna grab your stuff from inside, Devin?
Yeah, I am. You want help? I'm going to a hotel room right now.
Hey, you want to take my number?
Yeah.
Hey, would you like some water? Would you like some water? Water.
Craziness.
Yes. Water. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No rush.
Shout out Mrcheckpoint, AFTP. There's killers up in these streets. Always film the police. They keep feeding us to the beast. Always film the police. They kill us up in these streets. Always film the police. Gotta be our own keepers of peace. Gotta have police, the police. Gotta have police, the police.